Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. My name is Muhammad Amir Faris bin Abdul Halim and my metric number is 146 and 173.
And me, Muhammad Alif Hakim bin Ahmad Kirudin. My metric number is 144110.
So now I'm gonna explain about the Navier-Stokes equations. The Navier-Stokes equations govern the motion of fluids and can be seen as Newton's second law of motion for fluids. In the case of compressible Newtonian fluid, this yields the equations as follows. U is the fluid velocity and P is the fluid pressure, ρ is the fluid density, and the U is the fluid dynamic viscosity. The different terms correspond to the initial forces, pressure forces, viscous forces, and the external forces applied to the fluid. The Navier-Stokes equations were derived by Navier, Poisson, Saint Venant, and Stokes between 1827 and 1845. These equations are always solved together with the continuity equations as shown on the screen. The Navier-Stokes equation represents the conservation of momentum, while the continuity equation represents the conservation of mass. And now, Alif gonna explain about the Mach number and also the Reynolds number.
Hi, and good evening. I'm gonna to explain about the Mach number and Reynolds number. The Reynolds number formula is shown as on the screen, which is correspond to the ratio of inertial forces to the viscous forces. It measures how turbulent the flow is. The low Reynolds number flows are laminar, while higher Reynolds number flows are turbulent. Now, the Mach number formula is shown as follow. It corresponds to the ratio of the fluid velocity U to the speed of sound in that fluid C. The Mach number measures the flow compressibility. In the flow past a backstep example, when the Reynolds number equal to 100 and Mach number equal to 0.001, which means that the flow is laminar and nearly incompressible. For incompressible flow, the continuity equation yields as on the screen. Because the divergence of the velocity is equal to 0, we can remove the term to the formula as follows. From the viscous forces term in the Navier-Stokes equation in the case of the incompressible flow.
Alright, now I'm gonna explain about the incompressible flow. For the incompressible flow, when the Mach number is very low, it is okay to assume that the flow is incompressible. This is often a good approximation for liquids, which are much less compressible than gases. In that case, the density is assumed to be constant and the continuity equation reduced, as follows. The creeping flow example showing water flowing at a low speed through the porous media is a good example of incompressible flow. Thank you very much.
Created using Powtoon.